Everyone, welcome back to Pullas Academy. This is physics class for Ecet students by Kiran Kumar Adarapu. Today we are going to discuss part 2 video in expected questions from kinematics for Ecet exam. Okay, now already we have completed part 1 video for expected questions from kinematics. Okay, now we are going to discuss part 2 video for expected questions. Okay, so here we have already discussed some previous models. We will discuss some more previous models related to the kinematics. Listen carefully. So the first one more question. This is question number 6. Now already we have completed 15 questions in the part 1 video. Now the question number 16. This question is repeated in Ecet 2016 AP paper. The question is, a body moving with uniform acceleration covers a distance of 19 meters in its third second and 43 minutes in its seventh second of its motion. The initial velocity and acceleration of the body respectively. This is a question here. Okay. So here, listen to me. In the third second, travel distance is 19 meters. In the third second means particular at a particular time here it is in uniform motion. So that means here use this formula, Sn is equal to u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1 is the formula. So this is the fourth kinematic equation for particular time. That means here 19 meters in third second, that means 19 is equal, u is not given, initial acceleration is not given. Third second means n is equal, substitute 3, then you get one expression. If you simplify this equation, so here 19 is equal to u plus a by 2 into, this is what here, 2 3 is 6 minus 1 is 5, 5 by 2, this is expression 1. In the same way, so in the seventh second travel distance 43 means 43 is equal to u plus a by 2 into 7 minus 1. Okay, na? So that means 43 is equal to u plus a by 2 into, so 14 minus 1 is 13. 13 is this is the second. By solving this 1 and 2 equations, you get u and a, asking u and a. So if you solving these two equations, you get it. So in this solution, for example, equation, this is equation 2. Next 19 is equal to u plus a by 2 into 5 is equation 1. So here equation 2 minus equation 1. So if you subtract from equation 1, equation 2 minus equation 1, so minus here. So 43 minus 19 is 24. Minus u plus u cancel. This is a by 2 is common. Then 13 minus 5. 13 minus 5 is what here? So 8. This is similar to 8. 2 4 is 4 6 is that means a is equal 6 meter per second square. This is called as acceleration. If this acceleration substitute in equation 1, suppose, so then 19 is equal to u plus a by 2 into 5. A is equal, substitute here 6 into 5. Okay, now 2 3 is that means 19 is equal to u plus 3 5 is 15. Then u is equal 19 minus 15 is what? 4 meter per second. That means initial velocity is 4 meter per second. A is equal 6 meter per second square. This first option is correct. Okay, now it's lengthy, but here if you know this formula, substitute directly, you get it. Okay, now we are going to next question. This is repeated in 2015 Ecet question paper. That is, for an object thrown at 45 degree to the horizontal, the maximum height is capital H and horizontal range capital are related at. What is the relation between R and H is asking. It is projected at an angle 45 degrees. This is oblique projectile model. Okay. So in this oblique projectile model, we have one formula here, this related to this question. So I explained this concept here. Tan theta is equal 4h by r is the relation between h and r. So here theta is equal, given 45 degrees, substitute 45 degrees, tan 45 degrees is equal 4h by r is the relation. Tan 45 degrees 1 is equal 4h by r. Then r is equal what? R is shifting here 4h. The relation between r and h is what? R is equal 4h. This third option is correct. Okay, na? The next question is repeated in Ecet 2015 paper. So that is a missile is fired for maximum range with an initial velocity of 20 meter per second. If small g is equal to 10 meter per second square, the range of the missile is asking. So here asking maximum range here. Okay, the maximum range is asking. That means what is the formula for maximum range? That is u square by g is the formula. That's why theta is not given. So at theta is equal 45 degrees, range becomes maximum. That's why here u square by g. Otherwise u square sin 2 theta by c. So here u is given, g is also given. Substitute you get, that is 20 square means 20 into 20, g is given 10. So 10, so 2 into 20 is 40. Answer is what? 40 meter. The maximum range is what? 40 meter is a suitable answer. This is the solution. Next question. So here this is also repeated in Ecet 2015 paper. So at the uppermost point of projectile, its velocity and acceleration are at an angle of. Okay, na? So uppermost point means what? This is oblique projectile model. Here just from the diagram understood the answer here. This is x-axis, y-axis. When you projected at an angle theta with the horizontal with some velocity u, so then it is moves along the parabola. This is called as highest point, maximum height. This is also called as uppermost point. Here velocity direction along the tangent line. Along this line acceleration. This is velocity. What is angle between velocity and acceleration? Is right angle. That's why which is correct here? 90 degrees. But whereas at the initial point this is acceleration, this is velocity. What is angle here? 90 plus theta is the angle between velocity and acceleration. Here also 90 plus theta. For example, if you want here, this is velocity, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is acceleration, velocity. That means 90 minus theta. In this way, at different points, the angle between velocity and acceleration is various. But here asking at the uppermost, that's which is correct? 90 degrees is the correct answer. The next question is repeated in Ecet 2015 paper. A particle A is dropped from a height and another particle B is projected in horizontal direction with speed of 5 meters per second from the same height. Then the correct statement. That means one object here, this is certain height. So one body is dropped freely and second body is horizontally projected. So this is also reaches to the ground. These two bodies, this first body is reaches to the ground, second. So here first step, both particles will reach the ground simultaneously is the correct option. So why? Because here, so actually we have to understand this first body is reaches shortly to compare the second body. But it is wrong. Why? Because it's only depending upon this height. Okay, now along vertical direction. So it is displaced, that means it depending upon this height. What is the time of descent of this first body? We have concluded in the concept, that is 2h by z. So for horizontally projected body, time of descent also under root of 2h by z. That's why these two are similar. That's why which is correct? First option is correct. Don't confuse this. Remaining all are wrong here. This velocity is also not similar. That's why this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. This first option is the correct answer. Next, the next question is repeated in 2014 Ecet paper. That is, a projectile has a maximum range of 200 meter. The maximum height attained by it. Okay, now maximum range is given. Maximum range means what? Given value u square by z is the maximum range formula. R maximum is equal to u square by g, that is called given 200 meter. Maximum height is asking, h maximum is asking here. What is the formula for maximum height? This maximum height formula is for oblique projectile, that is u square sine square theta by 2z is the formula. But here theta is not given. Why not given? For maximum range, where theta is equal to 45 degrees, that's why indirectly understood angle is 45 degrees. So now substitute here u square by j is given directly into sine square 45 by theta is equal 45 by g. G is here. We have to substitute 10 meters. Okay, now within the bracket here given g is equal 10 meter per second square. So now substitute u square by g is equal 200 and sine square 45 means sine 45 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 whole square is 1 by 2 by 10. Okay, now so these two are cancelled. 1 by root 2 whole square is 1 by 2. This is 2 is here. That is u square by g means sorry here by 2. That means here write 2. So then finally this is 200 by 4. 200 by 4 means 50 is the answer. What is the answer here? 50 meter is the maximum height. So this is about the model on oblique projectile. The next question is repeated in Ecet 2013 paper. Here this question is from the top of a tower of height 39.2 meter. A stone is thrown vertically up with a velocity of 9.8 meter per second. How long will it take to reach the ground? Okay, now it is the top of tower model. Here given values, sir. What are the given values here? One is h is given, that is 39.2 meter is given. So and it is projected velocity 9.8 meter per second is given. So what is asking? Time is asking here. So these are the given values, and small g value is not given because it's a known value. Sometimes it's not given. These are the given values. So if you understood like this, this is a tower. So when you projected one body vertically upwards, then it is moves vertically upwards and finally reaches to the ground. So this is considered h. So then what is it? Totally the taken times t is it is projected from this point, final reaches to the ground. What is taken time is asking. Already this model I derivated one expression for this top of tower when the body is projected upwards, when the body is dropped, when the body is projected horizontally. So we have different expressions are derivated here. In the question it is projected upwards, so that's why formula for top of the tower is minus ut plus of gt square is the formula. When it is projected downwards, you get what is the formula here? H is equal plus ut plus of gt square. That's the difference between. When it is dropped, just h is equal to of gt square. These are the different formulas on this concept. But here it is thrown vertically upwards. That's the important point. From that point, write this formula. So here h is given, that is 39.2. U is given 9.8 minus 9.8. We don't know the time t, right as it is. Half into g value is given here 9.8 into t square. Okay, now? So 2, if it is cancelled, you get this is 4.9 t square. 4.9 t square minus 9.8 t. Suppose this 39.2, shifting it right side, minus 39.2 is equal to 0. This is one quadratic equation. In this equation 4.9 is take common, t square minus, so this is 2t plus, sorry, this is minus 8 is equal 4.9 into 8 is 39.2 is equal to 0. So here t square minus 2t minus 8 is equal to 0 is the quadratic equation. So here if you simplify t square, this is 8 means what? 4 2s are 8 means minus 4t plus 2t minus 8 is equal to 0. Minus 4t plus 2t is minus 2t. Here t is common, t minus 4 plus 2 is take common, t minus 4. That means t minus 4 is take common, then you get t plus 2 is equal to 0. That means t is equal to 4 second or t is equal minus 2 second. It is impossible. Time is not measures in negatively. That's why t is equal to 4 second is correct. That's why this fourth option is correct. This is the procedure to measure the time. This is called as top of the tower model. Right. Next is a 2013 paper asking this question. The question is, an object falls freely from rest for 5 seconds. Find the distance traveled by the object in the last 2 seconds. Okay, here given values are totally this freely falling body is an object falls freely from rest for 5 seconds. That means total taken time is 5 seconds is given. Okay, now next here last 2 seconds what is travel distance is asking, and small g is given 10 meter per second square. Listen carefully, this is ground, this is the freely falling body. When you drop this body, it is reaches to ground in 5 seconds. But suppose last 2 seconds, suppose travel distance we consider this distance. This distance is asking, if you consider that is s, what is s is asking. That means remaining in the 3 seconds what is travel distance if you know. So then 5 seconds, what is the travel distance in 5 seconds, and 3 seconds if you know. So then from this distance is subtracted, you get the distance in the 2 seconds. That's the procedure. For example, in t is equal 5 seconds, what is travel distance? I consider s1 suppose. For freely falling body, s is equal to half gt square, or h is equal to half gt square, because initial velocity is 0. That's why half gt square is a formula. That means half into g is given 10, t is equal to 5 seconds. So then here 2 5 square means 25, 5 is 125 meters. So then s1 is from this point to this point, what is total distance? 125 meters from this solution. Next s2 stands what? In the 3 seconds travel distance I consider s2. So this s2 is equal to half into g is 10 into 3 square. So again 2 5 3 square means 9, 9 4 is 45. So this is s2, but we need this remaining distance is equal to s1 minus s2. s1 is 125 meters, s2 is 45 meters. So if you subtract that, then you get 80 meters. In the last 2 seconds travel distance is what? Only 80 meters is the suitable answer. Okay, this is a procedure. The next question is repeated in Ecet 2013 paper. So a hydrogen balloon released on the moon. Okay, no? So moves up with acceleration 9.8 meter per second square, moves down with acceleration 9.8 meter per second square, moves down with acceleration 9.8 by 6 meter per second square. Neither move up or nor move down. Actually on the moon the acceleration is similar to the, so here this is a known value, z moon is always similar to, I already explained in the concept. So g earth by 6, okay na, 1 by 6 of acceleration due to gravity of the earth is similar to the on the moon. That's why moves down with acceleration 9.8 by 6 meter per second square is correct. Okay na? So on the earth it is moves down with acceleration 9.8 meter per second square, but here it is given on the moon. On the moon acceleration due to gravity is similar to g earth by 6. That is g earth is 9.8 by 6 is nearly 1.67 meter per second square. Okay na, its acceleration is similar to 1.67 meter per second square. So this is the answer. That's why this third option is correct. Next question is repeated in Ecet 2013 paper. So a body freely falling from rest has a velocity v. After it falls through a distance small h, the distance it has to fall down further for the velocity to become doubled. So this is a given question. So in this question it is freely falling body model. So for example it is dropped from certain height, and when it is at a so here given from rest as a velocity v, after it falls through a distance h. For example it traveled h distance, comes to here velocity v. The distance it has to fall down further for the velocity to become doubled. Okay, in the same way velocity is increases with time for freely falling body. Suppose it is comes to somewhere at a height h2 it be considered. So when it travel this distance, its velocity becomes 2v. So what is h2 is asking here. What is h2 is asking? What is the relation? So here listen to me, for freely falling body, so this height is measures, this velocity is measures by using third kinematic equation, that is v is equal to under root of 2gh is the formula for velocity in terms of height or in terms of displacement. Already I explained this. Here g is constant, that means v directly proportional to root h, that's why these are directly proportional. Here from this expression, ratio of velocities is equal to ratio of square root of heights. That means here v2 by v1 is similar to under root of h2 by h1 is the formula. Here in the formula v2 is given. What is v2 is given? Doubled means 2v. v1 is equal substitute v under root of h2 by h1. h2 is asking by h1 is equal to given h. Now simplify this, v cancel. 2 is equal to under root of h2 by h is the solution. By squaring on both sides, so you get 2 square means 4 is equal to h2 by h. So then h2 is equal to what? 4h. What is the now travel at when it travel distance 4h, the velocity becomes doubled. So this is answer. This first option is the correct answer. Actually, sorry, here in this question, fall down further is asking at 4h distance velocity is double, but further distance means total 4h. This is h. That means further distance is 4h minus h is equal 3h. This is the further distance. We are not asking at when it velocity becomes double, what is the travel distance is 4h, but here asking further distance means what? 4h minus h is what? 3h is the further distance. That's why this second option is correct. This is wrong, sorry. So here you have to understand like this here. Clear? The next question is repeated in 2012 paper. A particle is moving eastwards with velocity 5 meter per second in 10 seconds. The velocity changes to 5 meter per second northwards. The average acceleration is asked. So it's a very important question here. So in this way we have to understand the direction. Suppose this is east direction, we consider this is north direction, this is west direction, this is south direction. First this body moves along east direction, so with velocity v. Next after that it is moving along so north direction. So then finally here asking average acceleration means what? Acceleration is a vector quantity, that's why this is initial and final. Along this straight line in one direction it is measures, that's why along this straight line means what? This is north, along northeast direction measures. So this is v, this is also v. So that's why if you these two components are perpendicular to each other, that's why its resultant vector acceleration, average acceleration is equal to change in velocity, but this change in velocity is along x-axis, along y-axis. That's why its resultant vector is under root of vx square plus vy square. Vx square is v is equal to given 5, that means 5 square plus here also consider 5 square. So actual formula is average velocity here, that is under root of vx square plus vy square based on the parallelogram law of vectors, and taken time is given here in the question is what is given time? 10 seconds, that is similar to under root of 25 plus 25. So 25 plus 25 by this is root 50 by 10. Root 50 stands what? This is 5 root 2 by 10. So then 5 ones are 5 twos are, that means root 2 by 2. Answer is root 2 by 2. Root 2 by 2 is stands what? 1 by root 2. So 2 stands root 2 into root 2. 1 root 2 cancel, you get is a average is equal 1 by root 2 meter per second square. What is direction? Northeast. That's right. 1 by root 2 meter per second square northwest. Sorry, this is northeast, not northwest. So that's why fourth option is correct here. This next question is repeated in Ecet 2012 paper. The velocity of a freely falling body after 2 seconds is very simple question here. So what is the formula after 2 seconds for freely falling body? So this is the first kinematic equation for freely falling body in terms of time. Time is given, that's why use this formula. V is equal, G is not given because it is a known value. Taken time is given 2 seconds. 9.8 into 2 is 19.6 meter per second. So this is a velocity after 2 seconds. This fourth option is correct. Okay. Next 2011 paper. It's also very simple question. Direct concept oriented question for a freely falling body. The nature of velocity diagram. So actually for freely falling body, initial velocity is 0. Next, gradually velocity increases with the time. So here in this graph here, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. On y-axis velocity, time. Velocity, when you consider a straight line passing through the horizon, initial velocity is 0. Now time increases, velocity increases gradually. That's why a straight line passing through the horizon is correct here. Okay. So this question is repeated in 2011 paper. In the 2010 paper, the same type question is repeated. VT graph for a body projected vertically upwards. For vertically upwards, velocity gradually decreases. So that's why it starts. First initial velocity is greater. That means here also indicated by it starts from at any one point from the y-axis. In this way, velocity decreases with time. That's why this a straight line with positive y-axis intersect are here not given like this. Straight line, parabola, ellipse, hyperbola. Straight line is correct. The same graph is asking in velocity displacement time graph. You get a curve line, any curve line, parabola or any curve line you get it. So but here asking velocity time graph, that's why straight line is the correct here. Okay. So this one more question here. This question is repeated in 2009 paper. An aeroplane is flying horizontally at 98 meter per second and releases an object which reaches the ground in 10 seconds. The angle made by it while hitting the ground. So it is horizontal projectile model here actually. This is, for example, this is called as the aeroplane is flying horizontally in this way. When it is dropped any body, that object is similar to the horizontally projected body. Suppose it reaches to the ground. When it is reaches to the ground here, this is a velocity. If you extend this line here, in this way it is passing. This is considered theta. Already I explained this concept clearly here. So in this case, what are the given values here? One is projected velocity 98 meter per second and the taken time is given 10 seconds. Asking theta. Here this is the most important formula for horizontal projectile, that is tan theta. At the striking point define tan theta. Tan theta is called y component by x component. Y component, what is the y component here? GT. X component is u, that means GT by u is the formula. G is not given because it is a known value, that is 9.8. Substitute these values. 9.8 into taken time is given 10 seconds. U is given 98. 9.8 into 10 is 98. 98 cancel, you get 1. Tan theta is equal to 1. That stands what? 1 stands tan 45 degrees. That means indirectly understood theta is equal 45 degrees. That's which is correct here. This first option is the correct answer. So these are the different models on kinematics. You have to practice similar questions, similar models. You have to attempt in the exam very easily. Actually, మనం ప్రీవియస్ మోడల్స్ అన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ ఈ రెండు పార్ట్ 1 పార్ట్ 2లో అన్ని మోడల్స్ కవర్ చేశాను. మళ్ళీ మన కాన్సెప్ట్లో ప్రతి కాన్సెప్ట్ కైనమెటిక్స్ నుంచి ఏ ఏరియాలో క్వశ్చన్ రిపీట్ అవుతుందో ప్రతి కాన్సెప్ట్ క్లియర్గా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసాం. ప్రతి వీడియోను స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి ఎండింగ్ వరకు మిస్ కాకుండా వాచ్ చేయండి. తర్వాత ఈ ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్ క్వశ్చన్స్, ఈ ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్ మోడల్స్ పైన కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయండి. ప్రతి క్వశ్చన్ ఈజీగా, ఈ లెసన్ కాదు ప్రతి లెసన్కు ఇలానే మనం అన్నీ కవర్ చేస్తూ, ప్రతి కాన్సెప్ట్ కవర్ చేస్తూ, ప్రతి కాన్సెప్ట్కు రిలేటెడ్గా ప్రీవియస్ మోడల్స్ ఏమున్నాయో వాటన్నిటిని అట్ ద టైమ్ ఆఫ్ కాన్సెప్ట్ చెప్పినప్పుడు క్లియర్గా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను. దాంతోపాటు న్యూమరికల్స్ అక్కడ డిస్కస్ చేస్తే మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ ప్రీవియస్ ఇయర్ ఎగ్జామ్లో ఎలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్, ఏ మోడల్ క్వశ్చన్స్ రిపీట్ అయినాయో వాటన్నిటిని మనం డిస్కస్ చేస్తున్నాం. వీటి నుంచి మీకు ఒక పర్ఫెక్ట్ ఐడియా రావచ్చు అనుకుంటున్నాను. సో అంటే మనం ప్రీవియస్ మోడల్స్ పైన కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేస్తే ఖచ్చితంగా ప్రతి క్వశ్చన్ ఈజీగా అటెంప్ట్ చేయొచ్చు. కనుక మీరు ఈ విధంగా ఫాలో అవుతూ అటెంప్ట్ చేయాలి. ఓకేనా? థ్యాంక్ యూ. హ్యావ్ ఎ నైస్ డే. బాయ్.